How's it going, guys? Right tonight, and we're going to be doing the top 10 things that are wrong with Rucoy or making Rucoy less fun. I did one of these a long time ago, but it was pretty old, so I thought I might as well update it from a suggestion, and it was a pretty good suggestion. So, yeah, I'll probably do that today. So, starting with number 10, I think the biggest, or one of the bigger things for number 10 that are just ruining Rucoy is probably just the inactivity of the players. If you look at the servers, like I'll just go to NA3 real quick and show you. Like there's 92 players and like 1 o'clock. It's like nobody's on the game anymore. It's just like we're not seeing anybody who's really playing. There's a few people here and there, but the game is shrinking at a pretty rapid rate. So it's kind of sad. Another thing is for number 9 is the AFK players. Not like AFK as in like nobody's playing, but I'm talking about like just people who are training and they don't really talk in the game. The chat is like dead 24/7, and all the trainers like not that many people really play anymore. So it's kind of like most people just get on and train and don't really do too much. So it's kind of sad. And the only real people who play anymore are level 400s and people who are higher level. For the most part, and some low levels, I guess, here and there, but it's kind of rare. For number 8, I think for number 8, it's probably going to be the higher levels who are ruining the game. It's making it kind of unfun for lower levels to really do anything. I'm not really talking about like people my level. I'm talking about people like more in the low levels, like 100, 200. Like for them, they can't really do anything because they'll just die every time they try to play or kill or have fun while PvPing. It's kind of like, it's not really fun being a low level anymore, and I think that could also be contributing to a lot of people not wanting to play Rucoy, because you have to do so much nowadays just to get even relatively able to play or kill people with, and still not die from a high level who will just kill them in like 3 seconds. So it is kind of boring to play as a low level nowadays. So that could be why a lot of low level levels don't really play the game anymore, because the high levels just kind of kill you regardless. I think number 7 is probably going to be drop rate. When you're farming a long time, a lot of people just have the problem with drop rate, and they can't really find anything that's worth finding. This is mostly a problem with the bosses because they will never drop anything. At least, like, mostly they don't drop anything. You might get one drop here and there if you're lucky, but I mean, even I myself am still awaiting to get anything, so it is a problem for a lot of people when there's, like, no drops from the bosses. Number 6 is probably just gold in general. A lot of people have problems farming gold, and it's so time-consuming. And to get gold, you really have to, like, you have to work a long time if you want to be able to afford anything. The shops are kind of expensive, and a lot of people overprice just everything in their shop, just trying to steal your gold and things like that. Anything they can do to get a little bit more money, so that's kind of boring. Number 5 is probably going to be the spam in chat. There's a lot of people who spam links, there's a lot of people who just spam chat in general, with nonsense or just mean things, threats, etc. It's just like, it's kind of just cringe. It's kind of just like, why? But it's whatever. Number 4, I think number 4 is probably going to be just like, probably just the high level monsters in general. Compared to the low level monsters, and there's not really a mid ground between lizards and dragons, and a lot of people have that problem as well. Is because they just like, they want to continue like farming monsters that they can get experience with, but there's not really anything in between those that are worth farming early on. I guess you can go to Lizard 4, but even then you won't get too much stuff there. We really need like a mid-ground monster between those areas. I think for number 3, this is something like we all knew was going to be on the list. No updates. It's kind of self-explanatory. The game needs an update. We haven't had any updates for the longest time. We really need something that just makes the game kind of unique again. There's really nothing left, and there's a lot of other games that are starting to get bigger, like Angels and Orcs and Mysteria, and even Growstone to an extent. they're really starting to like show Rucoy is kind of like hardcore on the decline. It's just not, it's not cutting it like it used to before because the dev is getting lazier, and we haven't really seen any content from it for a little bit. I think for the big number 2, not 3, for number 2, we're probably going to say that I think one of the bigger issues in the game is just that the event updates that we had like not that long ago, those were just pathetic. I guess they are updates, and like a lot of people will probably argue saying, oh well, we got those updates, so Ricardio's still working or whatever, but those updates were kind of jokes if you really look at them. They added like, what was it, 1 boss each? That's kind of lame. It's like, well, I guess the Halloween one did add 2 bosses. Yeah, it did add 2 bosses, but it's just like those updates really didn't do anything for anybody, I don't think. Considering that all bosses are almost exactly the same. They all spawn monsters next to them. There's like no differentiating for most of the bosses. They all spawn mobs for the most part, except for I believe the lower level ones, and it's just like there's not really any cool changes with the bosses. They're all kind of boring and easy to fight. You go there, the high levels kind of take all the gear, the BR come. And it's kind of just not fun. So boss raids are kind of just not fun. I think the biggest thing, though, that's affecting the Rucoy Online community is probably just non-communication. The dev will never speak, for the most part, unless it's just about bugs in the game, or if you're having like a problem with your account or whatever. And that's a good thing. It is good that he does that, but he doesn't ever talk about updates or the future of the game or anything like that. And we kind of need a little bit more of that. We kind of need to see more communication if the game is going to ever succeed. We don't really see that. But you do see this now in a lot of other games like Angels and Orcs Online with Alk on the Discord. It's really active. Go check that out if you guys want to get that game. It's Super Cat is active for Growstone, but I don't know. It's not super active. It's still a start though. I think that's a good dev as well in terms of activity. So I just like games where the devs are active and things like that. Makes it a lot more fun. But overall, those are the top 10 updated reasons why Rucoy is on decline. Hopefully you agreed, enjoyed, and subscribed. Peace.